Check, check. All right, we about to get this live stream going. How y'all doing, everybody? This is RayRebelEars.com with another episode of the live stream. So if you saw last week, I was using Luna, which is a universal audio, digital audio workstation that's actually for free. Last week, I sent the link for those who want to get in depth when it comes to mixing or recording. There's also there was two things in that last live stream. It was how to download Luna, the DAW, and also the website to get free sessions to mix. And it is cambridge-mt.com. So we're gonna go ahead and dive into today's episode, which is about EQ and compression, equalization and compression. Now, these are the two basic components when it comes to mixing and give me 1 second. Sorry about that. But this is basically an episode about EQ and compression. And I wanted to dive into, the basic what I learned at SAE Institute when it comes to audio engineering. Because EQ is basically from the range is 20 to 20,000 hertz when it comes to mixing the tonal qualities of the vocals. If you have someone who's high pitched or you have someone who is very muddy, it's a way to control those different hertz in their vocals, which I'm gonna go through, and then also compression that deals with the levels because you might have someone who is whispering and then out of nowhere they're just yelling, and a compressor helps to balance those two levels so it can sound more, it can blend in. So let's go ahead and get into Luna, which I opened up. Let me go ahead and make myself, there we go. That should be a good level. So as you can see, I already got Luna opened up. Like I said, watch the live stream for last week so you can see exactly how to download this, how to start it up, because last week I started with just organizing the session. So now we're going to get into the depths of mixing. So let me go ahead and open the live stream mix, get my headset. So as you can see, everything is already organized. I got my drums, which is orange. I got my instruments, which is purple. I got my, I guess the gray is the intro coming in first. Got my verse one, which is in, I guess, mauve or pink, if you want to say. I thought of Jay-Z when he was wearing mauve and he was saying, have a marvelous day. Verse two is in blue, and then the bridge is in green, and then I got the hook in yellow. And at the bottom here, all these are the buses and or auxes when it comes to having everything cohesive. So I got, as you can see, I got my drums, got my instruments, and both of the drums and instruments are going to my all production. I got verse one, verse two, hook, reverb, delay, which we'll discuss next Saturday. Also got one for the bridge. I might as well keep it together with the verse one, verse two. Bus 10, I didn't use that yet. I'm still thinking there's like one bus I might need to put together. But so far we got everything cohesive. So let's go ahead and start off with an EQ. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and go to verse 1. And I'm going to just solo this. And I might need to solo the auxes to make sure it still comes in. So let me see real quick. Gonna put my headset on and see if it'll play. Nope. So give me 1 second. Now, from the last set, oh, that's why, because I'm not in verse.
Like, oh my, I'm the coldest in charge. It's easy for them to hate when you be going this hard. It's funny, I tell them all you can meet me in hell itching and get you on the phone and start talking like Mel Gibson. Nah, knock me out, I think that's
Okay, so starting off with this track, well, this verse, I can already see that the effects is already printed in there. We're gonna listen again to it. If you can listen to it, you'll hear like the auto tunes already printed in there.
It's been quick to get my thump on. Light a fire, proceed to get my skunk on. Niggas be quick to hate because they need a dick to jump on. I'm in my zone, banging Marley all alone. While bitches hit me with ass, trying to get me out my home. And got a problem cause lately I try to overspin to block out all the bullshit I put no focus in. Call Bobby cause Philly spitting that dope again. I got my back against the ropes trying to rope him in. Like, oh my,
Yeah, that oh my, I already hear it.
I'm the coldest in chop him in. Like, oh my, I'm the coldest in.
Yeah, so there's only so much we can do when it comes to the effects already printed in the track. But what we're gonna do, we're just gonna go through the basics of. So we got the lead Vox. Now the first free plugin that I'm gonna show y'all is called TDR Nova, and all these plugins that I'm using, these are all free plugins. I'm gonna go through a few EQs and a few compression plugins that you don't even have to pay for. Of course, if you want to support the website, I'm gonna, like I said, the link is in the description. So the first one is TDR Nova. So we're gonna look at this real quick so y'all can see exactly where to get this. So you click the link in the description. TDR Nova. This is an EQ. Now normally it's 20 to 20,000 hertz, but this one is 10 to 40,000 hertz, and that's going to be unique for me to look at. But as you can see, it's user friendly. In practice, it covered parametric EQ, dynamic EQ, frequency selective, multiband, and wideband. And we're going to go through a few of them. The main one I want to do is the parametric. So let's go ahead and close this out. But all you got to do when you go to this website, depending on if you're using Windows or a Mac, you just click on which one you want to get. So the Mac one I already got, and I downloaded this. And we're going to go ahead and dive into the Nova. And we're going to do some effects just on the verse so you can see how it sounds, because, I don't really know as much as I can do with this since it already had the effects. So what I'm going to do, I'm already on lead box verse 1. As you can see, this is the verse. I'm going to click insert. And right now, I can either click equalization, but with this, it shows just what's already on here. So as you can see, Tokyo Dawn Labs, because that's the website. So if I click Tokyo Dawn Lab, go down, I got TDR Nova. So this is the EQ that I was talking about. And this is my first time using it too, so I'm excited. As you can see, there's all these different presets. Let me see, are these, okay, I guess if you just want to, these are really just open presets if you want to do something. So we got the first one, minimum effects, I guess. Let's see the next one. We got wideband, dynamic 2-band. Okay, so we're going to do 4-band. So let's listen to the verse while this plays. And we're going to do some effects like sweeping.
Look, always been quick to get my thump on. Light a fire, proceed to get my skunk on. Niggas be quick to hate because they need a dick to jump on. I'm in my zone, banging Marley all alone. While bitches hit me with ass, trying to get me out my home. And
Okay, so y'all understand exactly what I'm doing. I'm doing a technique that I learned called sweep, and I'm trying to remember, it's sweep. Basically, you use the Q band. As you can see, it's a Q right here. We turn the Q all the way up, all the way up. The purpose for this is to find frequencies in the EQ that just might be ringing in the ears and don't sound pleasing to the ears. And it's just mainly trying to focus on, okay, these are the things that I need to work on. So let me go ahead and, where is it? Give me 1 second. So right now, I'm about to do a sweep and duck. So you sweep the frequency that sounds irritating to the ears and you duck it. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to just raise the gain so it's all the way up. And you'll hear the difference. So I raise this up and play.
Look, always been quick to get my thump on.
And you use the frequencies to go from left to right to see exactly what you want to keep or take out. So let's see.
Look, always been quick to get my thump on. Light a fire, proceed to get my skunk on. Niggas be quick to hate because they need a dick to jump on. I'm in my zone, banging Marley all alone. My bitches hit me with ass, trying to get me out my home. And got a problem cause lately I try to overspin to block out all the bullshit I put no focus in. Call Bobby cause Philly spitting that dope again. I got my back against the ropes trying to rope them in. Like, oh my, I'm the coldest in charge. It's easy for them to hate when you be going this hard. It's funny,
And then you don't even have to use the frequency knob. You can just click on here and you can duck it, whatever you want it to do. It's all focused on where you're trying to hear. And I heard something that was ringing. So let me go ahead and put both headset on. So let's go back.
Look, always been quick to get my thump on. Light a fire, proceed to get my skunk on. Niggas be quick to hate because they need a dick to jump on. I'm in my zone, banging Marley all alone. My bitches hit me with ash.
Okay, it sounds like a ringing tone quality right here. And this is just the basic of, okay, this is what sounds pleasing to me, this is what doesn't. I'm just showing y'all a simple way to EQ. Now, if I duck, let me see where I'm at. I'm at 2298 frequency, and I'm gonna just turn down the gain all the way to, I guess, maybe negative 3 dB, because when it comes to mixing, you learned that to change the volume that you actually notice is by 3 dB, um, which dB means decibels. So we're going to do, like I said, negative 3 dB decibel. So turn this down to 3 dB. And it could be more, it could be less, it depends. Let me go back to that range let me see. I'll just do it from right here. And then what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna open up the queue a little more, and you're probably not gonna hear as much because, like I said, this is just me. Okay, I'm doing this mix during the live streams just to see how it sounds. Now, one thing I would recommend is a high pass filter. So what I'm gonna do is not right here. So the first band, I'm gonna click a high pass filter. Where is it? Okay, there we go. So if you see right here on the left side, you have HP, high pass, or LP, low pass, and that just takes the ranges that you really don't need around under. It depends because it could be under 180, 200 hertz that you want to take out. It depends on what you want because this is the extra money that you don't need. So let's go ahead and listen.
Look, always been quick to get my thump on. Light a fire, proceed to get my skunk on. Niggas be quick to hate because they need a dick.
Okay, now I noticed with this because you can have it to different ranges that you want to do. Normally with this, because if you want to just range the whole from 10K to 40K, it'll raise the whole aspect, and this is how it'll sound.
Look, always been quick to get my thump on. Light a fire, proceed to get my skunk on. Niggas be quick to hate because they need a dick to jump on.
Now, if you listen to it, it has a big presence to it that you can hear it, but we want to control it to the point that if I use this Q band, I can just, let me see how it sounds.
Look, always been quick to get my thump on. Light a fire, proceed to get my skunk on. Niggas be quick to hate because they need a dick to jump on. I'm in my zone, banging Marley all alone. My bitches hit me with ass, trying to get me out my home. And got a problem cause.
So let me see. Now, this button right here means, I guess you could say, it bypass. So you can hear the effects, you can take it out, seeing the difference. So let's hear the subtle changes that I just made, if there's any difference that y'all can hear.
Look, always been quick to get my thump on. Light a fire, proceed to get my skunk on. Niggas be quick to hate because they need a dick to jump on. I'm in my zone, banging Marley all alone. My bitches hit me with ass, trying to get me out my home. And got a problem cause lately I try to overspin to block out all the bullshit I put no focus in.
So as you can hear more clarity, more presence. Before the effects, it was, you hear it, but it wasn't really, it sounded bland. And the only thing that I've done so I can break it down was with this vocals. So the high pass filter, I took out 39 hertz. The second band, it was at 283 hertz. And I think I really didn't do that much. I guess it's like a negative 2.5 dB, which is decibel. And then as you can see, threshold is mainly like, I guess it's like a multi-band compressor, I guess. I gotta see because, like I said, this is my first time opening it up. But I wanted to test it out during this live stream because I know there's people thinking like, okay, I want to learn EQ, show me the basics, show me what I need to do. And we're just doing the basics of Q band, frequency, and gain. Those are the three main things that when you were an engineer, when it comes to mixing, those are the basic steps. And we went through all three of them. So we went through the Q band, which is basically the type of band that you want to associate. You can make it wide, you can make it tight. And what I showed you with the sweeping duck, I took out a frequency that didn't sound totally pleasing to me. And I took that out around what, two 2200 hertz. And then I just took out 3.5 decibel. Now, the fourth band, which is at a frequency of 9.5 kilohertz. I raised it up 4 dB. Now that was just a slight change. The threshold right now, because I'm still learning this because I didn't know this is also an EQ and a compressor, like a multi-brand compressor in a way. So right now we're gonna leave it as is because now we're gonna start on. Let's see how a compressor sounds. Now, this compressor, let me see the list of plugins that I got so far. Where is it? So this one reminds me of the TubeTech CO1B. So the Cloten, I can't say the name. Don't Don't judge me, but these are plugins that I used in the beginning when I first started mixing, and I didn't have a budget to buy all the Waves plugins, all the Ozone plugins, all the UAD plugins, which I got a lot of UAD plugins, but these are for those who starting off trying to learn the basics of mixing. Now, with this plugin, like I said, it'll be in the description if you want to download this and start on it. So it's by TDR, the same brand of the Nova. Cotin Click Cove. Okay, don't judge me on that. So as you can see, you have your threshold, your peak, your soft knee, your ratio, attack, release, root mean square. That's more in depth. Gain reduction, makeup gain, output gain. The main ones, the five main ones that you want to focus on is the threshold, ratio, attack, release, makeup, output gain are kind of in a similar aspect when it comes to input and output. I'll show you the basics of it. But as you can see, you do the same thing on here. You click whether you have a Windows desktop or a Mac laptop or desktop, and you just click on it and you can download it. And of course, they'll give you the introduction and the basic on how to use it. But we just want to see exactly how it's going to sound. So let me go ahead and get out of this. So I already got the EQ on this vocals. Now, when it comes to mixing, you want to mix everything together because if you solo everything, it's not going to sound correct. It's not going to sound good. You know, you might have some presence in the vocals because you spend all your time mixing the vocals by itself, but then when you put all the instruments and drum, it might sound off, it might be tucked in, it might be too loud. But the thing is, you want to make sure when you're mixing, you mix everything together. But like I said, this is just so people can see, okay, this is how I use EQ, this is how I use compression. So let's go ahead and add the compressor, and I'll show you the different changes that's going to happen. So let's go ahead and play the vocals first before I make any changes.
Look, always been quick to get my thump on. Light a fire, proceed to get my skunk on. Niggas be quick to hate because they need a dick to jump on. I'm in my zone, banging Marley all alone. While bitches hit me with ass, trying to get me out my home. And got a problem cause
As you can see, the threshold has taken over the full tone quality of this track. the purpose of this, give me 1 second, because you want to understand, okay, with ratio, threshold, compression, it's a lot that goes into it, but I want to make sure I give you the correct information because I can tell y'all anything, and unless you do it yourself, you're not gonna really know. So threshold is basically which the compressor starts to reduce the gain of the audio signal. So if it exceeds this threshold, the compressor will use depending on the ratio. So let's go ahead and test a little of the ratio. Normally, like 3 to 1 is my normal one when it comes to the Tube Tech CO1B that I use. But we're gonna take some of the threshold out because what we want to do, we want the loudest parts and the quiet part to mesh together. That's the basics of a compressor. So let me go ahead and get the compressor out here. Let me see. So we're going to reduce some of the threshold and bring some of the ratio in.
Look, always been quick to get my thump on. Light a fire, proceed to get my skunk on. Niggas be quick to hate because they need a dick to jump on. I'm in my zone, banging Marley all alone. While bitches hit me with ass, trying to get me out my home. And got a problem cause lately I try to overspin to block out all the bullshit I put no focus in. Call Bobby cause Philly spitting that dope again. I got my back against the ropes trying to rope them in. Like, oh my, I'm the coldest in charge. It's easy for them to hate when you be going. It's hard, it's funny. I tell them all you can meet me in hell. It's
Okay, so the ratio 3 to 1. I put the threshold at negative 22 decibels dB, which we discussed not too long ago. So think of it this way: the threshold is at the level of the compressor starts to reduce the gain of the audio signal. Signal that exceeds the threshold gets compressed. So if it goes over the threshold, it automatically gets compressed, and then the ratio determines the amount of gain reduction applied once it exceeds the threshold. So basically, the threshold is mainly the ratio will basically let it reach a top of the peak, but the threshold won't go over. So if you have a threshold and the compressor is hitting the ratio, it's only gonna go so far because you want to compress it that the soft part is right here and we're just trying to mash it up, and then the loud parts are getting compressed, and that's the point of using the compressor. That's how when you listen to someone yelling and then speaking so softly, it sounds together and you're wondering exactly how is that possible, but that's the way of being able to do it. So let's go ahead and talk about the basics of attack and release. Attack is basically when whatever you're using, snare, drum, instrument, vocals, whatever, is the point of the waveform coming in, the attack. And the release is the way it releases. So let's say you have a quick attack. That is mostly for like a quick snare hit or someone who raps fast because the attack is coming in at a point like, okay, we're gonna compress it coming in fast. Or if you're speaking like soft poetry or just a very calm, collected, even R&B, you might want a slow attack to just bring it in subtly. And then the release, like I said, it depends on if you want a fast release or a slow release of the release. So we already tackled threshold and ratio. The last stream is all over the place, but there's going to be another video that's going to be more in depth. But like I said, I'm trying these plugins for the first time just to see what I can get out of it, and then of course we're going to bypass it to see if there's any changes with it. So let's see. So we got 6 millisecond.
Look, always been quick to get my thump on. Light a fire, proceed to get my skunk on. Niggas be quick to hate because they need a dick to jump on. I'm in my zone, banging Marley all alone. While bitches hit me with ass, trying to get me out my home. And got a problem cause lately I try to overspin to block out all the bullshit I put no focus in. Call Bobby cause Philly spitting that dope again. I got my back against the ropes trying to rope them in. Like, oh my, I'm the coldest in charge. It's
So I only did subtle changes because I want y'all to hear what might be coming in because there's so much I'm gonna learn about this plugin. No lie, I downloaded all these plugins today because I wanted to be okay, if I'm gonna do the live stream, it's me actually learning this. Sorry about that. It's me actually learning this with y'all. So while y'all watching, y'all thinking like, does he know what he's doing? I do know what I'm doing. It's a new plugin, and then when you start learning different plugins and different knobs, there's different ranges. Like I was talking about, 20 to 20,000 hertz when it comes to the frequency range of an EQ. The Nova had it all the way to 40K, which is a first to me. So that's something new. Now, what we're gonna do, we're gonna bypass it, see if we hear any changes. So let's take it out first.
Look, always been quick to get my thump on. Light a fire, proceed to get my skunk on. Niggas be quick to hate because they need a dick to jump on. I'm in my zone, banging Marley all alone. While bitches hit me with ass, trying to get me out my home. And got a problem cause lately I try to overspin. To block out all the bullshit I put no focus in. Call Bobby cause Philly spitting that dope again. I got my back against the ropes trying to rope them in. Like, oh my, I'm the coldest in charge. It's easy for them to hate when you be going this hard as fuck.
Okay, I already noticed the difference. My compressor sounds tight on the vocals. If you hear without the compressor, the vocals are louder. It's not controlled, but I have a tight threshold on it. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna lower the threshold, maybe bring the attack a little more in. Let's see.
Look, always been quick to get my thump on. Light a fire, proceed to get my skunk on. Niggas be quick to hate because they need a dick to jump on. I'm in my zone, banging Marley all alone. While bitches hit me with ass, trying to get me out my home. And got a problem cause lately I try to overspin. To block out all the bullshit I put no focus in. Call Bobby cause Philly spitting that dope again. I got my back against the ropes trying to rope them in. Like, oh my, I'm the coldest in charge. It's easy for them to hate when you be going this hard. It's funny, I tell them all you can meet me in hell itching. And get you on the phone and start talking like Mel Gibson. Knock me out, I think that's rare in my sport. Use a gangster that's just trying to whip his hair back and forth. I think it's time for you to pick again.
Okay, so it sounds more leveled out because I did like I think I lowered the attack. I'm still trying to get familiar with the knobs on this one, but the ratio was 3 to 1, so now it's 2 to 7, and well 2 to 1, 2.7 to 1. Um, so what we're gonna do, because I want to see how it all sounds with everything playing, and seeing if there's a difference on with everything together.
Light a fire, proceed to get my skunk on. Niggas be quick to hate because they need a dick to jump on. I'm in my zone, banging Marley all alone. While bitches hit me with ass, trying to get me out my home. And got a problem cause lately I try to overspin. To block out all the bullshit I put no focus.
Okay, this is something I want to do. Whenever I'm mixing, the first thing I normally do, I want to bring the vocals out for any artists who want to start using an EQ and compressor and just learn it. I would do more research on those plugins because on the website they actually have um, a PDF, and then there's also a video, so you want to get more in depth. That's something I'm gonna do later tonight, actually, because while on this live stream, I'm thinking like, man, there's so much that was within that plugin I didn't even know, and it's free too. So you should download it just to test it out to see if it's something that you want to use. Normally, when I'm mixing, I start with the drums. I start with the kick and 808. So let's see, we got kick one, kick two, kick three, and the bass is right here. The bass is normally first, bass 808, whatever, because those are the money makers. So let's see if we have just bass kick kick. Okay, I'm gonna work on the EQ on this. I do want to put something on this bass. I'm trying to think. Oh, so what I've done is I basically selected this range when it comes to the kick because I want to just focus on the 808 and kick. This is a way that um, engineers can focus on one selection. They'll be like, man, I just need to focus on this one part. And I just highlighted the section that I want to work on. So, with that being said, with this EQ, I'm gonna go ahead and insert on the bass. I'm gonna insert the Nova, right? Because what I'm thinking of how to blend the kick and the 808 together so it sounds cohesive. And then next week, it probably either next Saturday or 2 weeks from there, I'm gonna start using what's called stereo imaging or imager. That's basically when you can space out different tracks, well, different waveform. Let's say the vocal is sitting in the middle, but you want the drums to sit out at a certain angle, and then the instruments. It's ways to do that, and we'll get more in depth with stereo imaging. But right now, let's see how this bass sounds in here. So from the vocals, we had a high pass filter last time. We're gonna use a low pass filter. The purpose of this, because if you notice with the bass, it's a low range frequency, and all those high frequency is not needed because when everything plays together, you want to make sure that you have something that, okay, this section is mainly for the bass. This section, when it comes to EQ, like the frequency, every instrument, every sound, vocal, they all have a frequency range that just sounds perfect or top notch. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna use this low pass filter, and I'm gonna take all the way from probably 1K to 500. Let's see. As you see, the low pass filter just took out everything. So this is a way for you to see, oh, that's how it works. So let's go ahead and listen to what we want to keep. Now, do I really want to raise this 808? Well, this bass, I'm thinking on what I can add to it. But all this range from, let me see, I used the low pass at 1500 hertz. So I took everything 1500 and above out because it's not needed, especially with what I got planned for this. So let me see if I want to raise something on the bass. Let's see. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna take it out and put it back in, and we're gonna see how it sounds because this is just me trying to do the drums first, the 808 and the kick. Well, the yeah, to see how it sounds together. So we're gonna take it out first. It's not that much you can hear, especially with the other kicks playing, but it's just an example of taking the frequencies out because when everything plays together, you might not even notice it, but those ranges that you kept in could have been taken out. So let's go ahead and do this kick real quick. I wonder if I could have two EQs open at the same time because sometimes when it comes to blending kicks and 808, you might want both of the ranges to show. So let's see. Okay, so hmm. So let's see this kick. Okay. Now, as you can see, when it comes to kick one, I put it at 379 hertz, and it sounds like a cardboard kick. And this is something like, oh, that sounds dope. I want to keep that. When you are mixing another artist session, you want to make sure it sounds the same as the rough. You want it to be enhanced, basically. You don't want to make it sound like a whole different track because that what makes an artist look for another engineer or even doing it themselves because they understand what they want. And if you change too much of it, you might have lost a client. So let's go ahead and get back to the kick and 808 real quick. So the way that the 808 came in, I wanted to sound all the way through like that. So I'll go ahead and add the same compressor. And I'm just starting out with these two, with this EQ and this compressor starting off because in the link in the description, there's three EQs and three compressors each. But these are the main ones I want to use because I want to get better starting off. I'm going to start using UAD plugins, but for something free for y'all to start off, so there's no excuse, you can download the DAW for free. You can go to cambridge-mt.com to download sessions for free. You can download Nova, that EQ, and this compressor for free. And you can just do research and start mixing yourself. There's no excuse for that. So let me go ahead and get back how I want this 808 and kick to sound. Okay, so one thing that I learned from Tony Maserati, um, a Grammy Award winning multi platinum engineer, shout out to him. I remember there was an interview and he was talking about when he is in a session, one thing he likes to do is just listen to different presets because you don't know. Like as you can see, we got mastering tight, smooth, warm, punchy. Now we're gonna try a few with the 808 with the bass and see what sounds good to us. Let's see. I would figure out direct monitoring first. When you talk about direct monitoring, what do you mean exactly? Are you talking about what if you still C Ray Beats? Are you still on here? Because like I said, this is just the basis of EQ and compression just to get people who starting off to use it. I'm just using this to start off. So if you still on here, let me know exactly. Let me see real quick. Direct monitoring. Computer processing sends the input signal directly to your headphone speaker. Here's a simple breakdown, no delay, how it works. Monitoring. Oh, so are you talking about when it comes to recording? Because so far, this is most likely, I'm not trying to use the speaker that I have. I'm using my headset. So if that's what you're implying when it comes to this live stream, because this is just me trying to, show people, like I said, the basics. Because later on, at the end of the month, I'm probably gonna strip everything I've done and try to do it fresh with my plugins. Because, like I said, these are two fresh plugins that I used before over a year ago, and I'm just trying to learn it all back. So let me get back to how the bass sounds. Let's see. Yeah, those snares are hitting hard. So okay, what we're gonna do, we're gonna try this other EQ. So let me see where it's at. This is called the TDR Voslick EQ. Uh, Give me a second. Uh, hmm. So this EQ, the slick EQ, there it is. I gotta see if it's in the description later on, but this is something that we're gonna use for the snare because how it's sounding is cracking and it is like taking over. So let's go use some of these defaults and see how it sounds. Oh, that's why. Let me see where it is. What? It was a. Oh, I guess it was a clap. Where's the clap? So, was it this? Yeah, it was the clap that I heard that was taking over. So, if you listen to the whole track, listen to the clap. My back's against the ropes and I ain't losing hope, no. Not going off the count. You can give me all you got, but I ain't gonna stop at all. So I do want to add something to the EQ of the clap. Let me see. So the clap, insert. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I'm liking this Nova so far. Let me take this off. My back's against the ropes and I ain't losing hope, no. Not going off the count. You can give me all you got, but I ain't gonna stop at all. You can throw your work to your dad, it'll take more than that to knock me off my hustle. I ain't giving up, this felt so easy. You'll be giving up before you see me. Not down. So I want to do a stack compression when it comes to the hook. Let me see. So there's different kinds of compressing. There's stack compression, parallel compression. How to explain the difference that'll make sense for those who are new. So the way to understand the difference, because you have, let me see where it's at. Give me 1 second during this live. And also for all who's watching, I do want to say I appreciate everybody who's tuning in. So far, we got multiple people watching, so thank you for that. And one thing I like to do during a live stream is, even if there's something I need to research or get back into, I'll use ChatGPT, Google Gemini, just to ask some questions. Even like some plugins, I'll ask, okay, what are some of the presets that I could use? What is makeup gain again? What's gain stage? Just so I can explain it to y'all without it sounding like he don't know what he's talking about. So these are things that I've done, but like I said, it's been over a year since I mixed. When it comes to recording and mixing, and I want to give y'all the correct information. So what we're going to do with the hook, we're going to do parallel compression. So basically that involves creating, okay, we'll do stack compression. This involves using multiple compressors in series, one after another on the same audio signal. Each compressor can target specific aspects of the dynamic. First compressor might be gentle to tame some of the peaks. The second one could focus on controlling more aggressively. And the third one might be for character is saturation. Now, what I wouldn't recommend, because if you notice during the beginning of when I was working on the vocals and then the kick and the drum, I have the effects in the track itself instead of having it on the aux itself. Because normally when it comes to the vocals, I try to do less effects within the track itself and have all the effects in the aux. So this is what I'm gonna do with the hook, what I should have did with the vocals. So one thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and insert the Nova, and then I'm gonna also insert the compressor, and we're just gonna see how it sounds. My back's against the ropes and I ain't losing hope, no. Not going off the count. You can give me all you got, but I ain't gonna stop at all. You
can throw your work, your dad, it'll take more than that to knock me off my hustle. I ain't giving up, this felt so easy. You'll be giving up before you see me knocked down. My back's against the ropes and I ain't losing hope, no. Not going up for the count. You can give me all you got, but
I want to add an imager because it sounds like a lot's going on, which I just gotta take time. Especially, it's this one effect that comes in. Where is it? Is this it? Whoop! Did I just bounce? Wait. Okay, I think I just stemmed. Is that this it? Oh, it's these three. I would turn these three down. So let me go ahead and see if I can turn these down at the same time. Yeah, it's very present. So let me go into this window. Okay, so this one's a little higher than the other three. Let's see. Let's see how it sounds right now. If I take it out,
Flow like a butterfly, sting like a bee. I flow like a butterfly, sting like a bee.
And then the snare comes
A
in.
butterfly, sting like a bee.
Even the cymbals sound loud. But like I said, everything will sound cohesive at the end. I just a little gain staging when I took out, what was that, like a synth filler. Yeah, that was something that irritated me from the first one because when I was trying to mix it, it didn't sound together. But let me get back to where.
A butterfly, sting like a bee.
Yeah, I would turn that cymbal down. Let me just get back to this window because I might raise those three up a little because it did. You can barely hear it now. So let me see.
A butterfly, sting like a bee. A butterfly, sting like a bee.
Turn these two down real quick.
A butterfly, sting like a bee. A butterfly, sting like a bee. A butterfly, sting like a bee.
my back's against the ropes and I ain't losing hope, no. Not going up for the count. You can give me all you got, but I ain't gonna stop at all. You can throw your work, your dad, it'll take more than that to knock me off my hustle. I ain't giving up.
What's it?
Against the ropes and I ain't losing hope, no. Not going up for the count. You can give me all you got, but I ain't gonna stop at all. You can throw your work, your dad.
It sounds a little together. It's a lot of tracks. How many? It doesn't even matter how many tracks. It just gotta put some effects in. So let me go ahead and give the drums a quick compressor. I slick want to use. Let me see if I can. Universal audio. Which one do I want to use? The LA2A. Now this is something that you had to purchase, but this is something I wanted to show y'all because Universal Audio is a game changer for me. Right now I'm using the Teletronics LA2A, and this is something that I use when it comes to vocals, drums. Now for the 808 and the kick, the Fairchild 670. Fairchild 670. Unless I have, dang, there was another plugin. I'm gonna look up the plugin, but this is just an example of how I want to have it sounded because right now the instruments are everywhere, the drums are everywhere, and I didn't even make the aux cohesive to the all production. So let me. Do I want to use this? Nope. Let me stick to the plan of using the free plugins because someone's gonna think, well, I can't use that. So let me use.
A butterfly, sting like a bee.
My back's against the ropes.
So let me show you the difference. If I put the drums and the instruments with the threshold all the way up, let's just hear how it's gonna sound. So let me add the same threshold, and here we go.
The butterfly sting like a bee.
My back's against the ropes and I ain't losing hope, no. Not going out for the count. You can give me all you got, but I ain't gonna stop at all. You can throw your hooks, your jabs, it'll take more.
You can hear the reduction. It's not as much as it should be, but like I said, this is just me testing the waters of using these compressors, seeing how it would sound. I got 10 more minutes. Let me see what I want to do. Start from the beginning, seeing what I hear. Uh,
Flow like a butterfly, sting like a bee. I flow like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Flow like a butterfly, sting like a bee. I flow like a butterfly, sting like a bee.
you can't even hear knock me out coming in, can you? Let me see.
Fly, sting like a bee.
Let me see if there's a way I can fix that.
Fly, sting like a bee.
My back's against the ropes and I ain't losing hope, no. Not going out for the count. You can give me all you got, but I ain't gonna stop at all. You can throw your hooks, your jabs, it'll take more than that to knock me off my hustle. I ain't giving.
Let's see how it sounds now.
Fly, sting like a bee.
My back's against the ropes and I ain't losing hope, no. Not going out for the count. You can give me all you got, but I ain't gonna stop at all. You can throw your hooks, your jabs, it'll take more than that to knock me off my hustle. I ain't giving up, this felt so easy. You'll be giving up before you see me. Knock out.
The fire proceed to get my skunk on. Niggas be quick to hate because they need a dick to jump on. I'm in my zone, banging Marley all alone. My bitches hit me with ass trying to get me out my home. And got a problem cause lately I try to overspeed.
Now that crash, where is it?
They need a dick to jump on. I'm in my zone, banging Marley all alone. My bitches hit me with ass trying to get me out my home. And got a problem cause lately I
Is this hi-hat? Oh yeah, let me turn that way down. Let me see where it's at. Well, I could just do it right here.
get my skunk on. Niggas be quick to hate because they need a dick to jump on. I'm in my zone, banging Marley all alone. My bitches hit me with ass trying to get me out my home. And got a problem cause lately I try to overspend to block out all the bullshit I put no focus in. Call Bobby cause Philly spitting that dope again. I got my back against the ropes trying to rope him in. Like oh my, I'm the coldest in charge. It's easy for them to hate when you be going this hard. It's funny, I tell them all you can meet me in hell itching. Get you on the phone and start talking like Mel Gibson. Knock me out, I think that's rare in my sport. Who's a gangster that's just trying to whip his hair back and forth? I think it's time for you to pick again. Trying to hit you with that knockout.
Okay, so it's these three. Let me see. I hear it coming in. It's just the last thing I wanted to do because it sounds a little better. Of course, this was just an hour of me doing this quick EQ compressing kind of tutorial. Just wanted to show you how to use it. I didn't really go in depth on, okay, this is what threshold, this is what gain state, this is what it means. I wanted to show you the actual functionality of it. The recap is going to break down everything I did in this video so y'all could be like, oh, that's what he was doing. Because there was times when I wasn't talking, I was just mixing and I'm just getting back into the mindset of, okay, I'm back in the session. I got my monitors. I'm spending at least 2-3 hours on this and see where it goes. So if there was parts where I was just silent, it was just me getting back into how I used to mix. And even listen to it, it sounds more together. I took some of like the instrument that was just high out. I raised the hook a little. Even when the first 3 words came in, you could barely hear it because of the effects of the instruments. Well, not the effects, but the actual levels of the instrument. So let me work on this synth coming in, and then we'll see how we got this finished product. Let's see.
Get you on the phone and start talking like Mel Gibson.
like this EQ. I want to tuck it in somehow. Let me see.
Get you on the phone and start talking like Mel Gibson. Knock me out, I think that's rare in my sport. Who's a gangster that's just trying to whip his hair back and forth? I think it's time for you to pick again. Trying to hit you.
It's
Get you on the phone and start talking like
probably
Mel
turn it down a
Gibson.
little. Probably turn it down a little too.
Get you on the phone and start talking like Mel Gibson. Knock me out, I think that's rare in my sport. Who's a gangster that's just trying to whip his hair back and forth? I think it's time for you to pick again. Trying to
It's that high pitch. Hold on.
get you on the phone and start talking like Mel Gibson. Knock me out, I think that's rare in my sport. Who's a gangster that's just trying to whip his hair back and forth? I think
So what's this right here? Let's see. Okay, let me put these closer because these are the three instruments. Okay, tube. This one. Okay, because we already got the piano.
start
Playing.
talking like
We got the piano playing, so these three instruments gonna come together. So
start talking like Mel Gibson. Knock me out, I think that's rare in my sport. Who's a gangster that's just
let me see if I can just.
start talking like Mel Gibson. Knock me out, I think that's rare in my sport. Who's a gangster that's just trying to whip his hair back and forth? I think it's time for you to pick again. Trying to hit you with that knockout. Start talking like Mel Gibson. Knock me out, I think that's rare in my sport. Who's a gangster that's just trying to whip his hair back and forth? I think it's time for you to pick again. Trying to hit you with that knockout. Start talking like Mel Gibson. Knock me out, I think that's rare in my sport. Who's a gangster that's just trying to whip his
I'm trying to think because I did work on the instruments compressor, and I don't want to do too much.
start talking like Mel Gibson. Knock me out, I think that's rare in my sport. Who's a gangster that's just trying to whip his hair back and forth? I think it's time for you to pick again. Trying to hit you with that knockout blow.
My back's against the wall, and I ain't losing hope, no.
Okay, now let me just go ahead and bring the hooks to make it sound more present real quick.
My back's against the wall, and I ain't losing hope, no. The crowd, you can give me all you got, but I ain't gonna stop at all. You can go your best, your dad, it'll take more than that to knock me off my hustle. I ain't giving up, this belt's so easy. You be giving up before you see me. Now I got my back's against the ropes, and I ain't losing hope, no. The crowd, you can give me all you got, but I
Oh wait, I could probably just turn the instruments and drums slightly down, just for now, because I just want to hear how the hook would sound if I turn.
my back's against the ropes, and I ain't losing hope, no. The crowd, you can give me all you got, but I ain't gonna stop at all. You can throw your books, your jack, it'll take more than that to knock me off my hustle. I ain't
So right now, this all production I just added. If you look back at the video, you'll see my method of doing the vocals, the drums, gain staging. I'm just testing things out before I do a full mix next time. It was just a live stream, just testing it out. Let me see.
my back's against the ropes, and I ain't losing hope, no. The crowd, you can give me all
You can barely hear it down for the count. Hold on.
my back's against the ropes, and I ain't losing hope, no. The crowd,
Okay, yeah, you can hear like it's not even sounding cohesive when it comes to the hook. Let me see.
my back's against the ropes, and I ain't losing hope, no. The crowd, you can give me all you got, but I ain't gonna stop at all. You can throw your books, your jack, it'll take more than that to knock me off my hustle. My back's against the ropes, and I ain't losing hope, no. The crowd, you can give me all you got, but I ain't gonna stop at all. You can throw your books, your jack, it'll take more than that to knock me off my hustle. I ain't giving up.
rhyme. Oh, why you banging like Tyson? I'm still holding the crown, plus I'm raping the game. That's why I'm still holding it. And you can't hold me back like your arm's gone. Get on the track like I'm Armstrong. Up with this new shit so I can keep my fans up. That's why I hold the belt like I'm trying to keep my pants up. Hands up, never drop it low when I'm around. I'm the champ, you a rookie, you won't laugh around. See me knocking down this game with these punches and these hooks. Thinking like I hit you with some punches and some hooks. And you know I never quit, never been a towel thrower. So you can stop a rushing like Rocky Balboa.
My back's against the ropes and I hate it.
Okay, this was a decent kind of how you use EQ, how you compressor, how do you gain stage a little more in depth for the last one, because the last one was just organizing everything. Today was just a basic setup of using EQ and compression from the vocal to the kick, 808 with the bass. But just want to tell everybody thank you for watching this 1 hour live stream. Make sure you catch me next Saturday at 9 p.m. We'll get more in depth with EQ and compressor. There's going to be a recap during the middle of the week where I break down everything that I've done, so it could be more understanding instead of just me mixing and then you might have questions. There was only one question tonight. Hopefully I did answer it, but just want to tell everybody thank you for listening and watching, but also don't forget to subscribe and catch me on the next live stream. Thank y'all.